So we begins the very part 4. It is being titled The Mysteries of Says It Takes Let Your Will Be Done Here on Earth as It Is in Heaven part 4. So family, in case I share this in the news field, there's no way, never no way you're going to get the understanding. You're going to get the clarity. Not at all if you stick with only part 4. There is a segment that has to do or that is being called part 4. So there is 1, 2, 3. So when you build your case on this, that is you are unwise, because a wise one won't be doing that. If a wise one needs to know the heart of the matter, and this is the very video that is being called part 4. So to know the heart of the matter, it is for you to go and listen to part 1, listen to part 2, listen to part 3. Therefore, you conclude the statement with 4. It is the very last part of it all. And in the part 3, I was here on top of my voice, okay? Then I want to say that I won't be able to establish all the scriptures in part point 4, excuse me. So I treat point 1 already, I treat point 2, 3. We are on point 4. So almost done with point 4, but I still have about 2 or 3 scriptures, to read in point 4 before we now proceed to point 5 and 6 is the very last point. Okay, so try and listen to part 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, if you have already done so, fine, that is, you're on your way. Robo shadow, the height of it all, that is, you get the clarity already. So this is part 4, titled Mystery of Sex. It is let your will be done here on earth, just as it is in heaven. Alright. So right now, part 4. So the very scripture that is left over in point 4, it is Revelation 2, 20 and 24. I read now. So point 4, how does it go? Point 4 goes this way. So we treat point 1. Point 1 is marriage, sex is for husband and wife. That was the point 1. So point 2, sex is not meant for boyfriend or girlfriend. Okay. Point 3, why is it that the wrath of the serpent, it is fornication? We establish it powerfully. Listen to part 3, okay? Then point 4, sex perversion. It is having sex with serpent, devils, and legions of demons. Okay, we unveil it. We take a lot from Quran. We take so many from Quran because this pollution of sex has to do with Quran. Allah. Because Allah is the serpent in Genesis 3. Okay. So we are still on point 4, almost done. So let me read in Revelation 2:20, excuse me. Notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants to commit fornication, and to eat things sacrificed unto idols. So the point we want to look into now, how Jezebel, like I said in part 3, how Jezebel seduces you, to eat the food of idols, to seduce to commit fornication with her. And Jezebel is talking about, don't be carried away, don't get confused. Jezebel is talking about religion, it's talking about false deities, okay? When they are using woman, it's using a woman, that wicked woman, that turned the heart of man, into nonsense, that rule over her husband. So that is why, who is the husband is Abba Yahuwah. Everyone needs to submit unto him. So any man or woman that does not submit unto you are Jezebel. You could be man, yes, but you are Jezebel. So the Jezebel is speaking of over here, it is serpent, the very Allah. It is devil, the very Jesus. That said he done away with the law. That's how he nails the law to the cross. Even though you still see the first heaven and the first earth, you believe Jesus corrupt, that abolished Shabbat and gave you a Sunday some gods to be worshipped. So is the Jesus, is the Allah. Allah said the royal law is corrupt. These are the two deities we are dealing with over here. He said the royal law is corrupt. That is why he gave that Quran. He gave Islam Quran. Okay. So this is how he seduces you. These are one of the two he is using to seduce you. So we want to see how Jezebel is seducing people. But not all Jezebel can, will be able to seduce. Okay. Because there are some that knows their right from their left. Because when you carry the royal law, you study it, you should have known your right from your left. That Shabbat is the mandatory day, of rest, not Sunday. So when you keep Sunday, the FOI seduces you. And somebody is doing that unlawful service with you, whether you or might give it to you in your anus. We're going to see this in Sharia law, and you're going to remember this message. So now I want to see how Jezebel is seducing people into fornication and sexual sin. 2 Kings 9, verses 22. And it came to pass when Joram saw Yehu, that he said, Is it peace, Yehu? And he answered, What peace? So long as the whoredoms of thy murder, Jezebel, and of witchcraft are so many. You see, Yehu brought judgment. Just as Abba Yehuah gave that prophecy to Elisha, that this is what is going to happen to Jezebel. This is how she must die. When they killed Naboth, I think 1 Kings chapter 19, that's where the prophecy came. When he killed Naboth. Okay? So, is it 19 or 22? I think 19 or so. Yeah. So many on my head. Okay now. So you can do that for yourself. So right now, a prophecy was being given how Jezebel must die. Okay, they killed Naboth. Should I? Okay. It's okay. Let me not be lazy. For the sake of the kingdom. Let me see. And help to Jezebel other. Okay, not 19. You see. 21. 1 Kings chapter 21. That's where the prophecy was being given. It came to pass after these things that Naboth. Yes. It is 1 Kings 21, not 19. It's good I do the striking. And I bless my father Abba Yahuwah for that. So now the prophecy was being given through the prophet. Now, who is going to carry out the judgment? It is Yehu. Yehu was the one to carry out the judgment. So what did Jezebel do? Because Yehu was concerned about the whoredoms of Jezebel and her witchcraft. So now we go to verses 20, 2 Kings 9. Now verses 22, I read already, 30 now to 37, verse 30 to 37. And when Yehu was come to Jezebel, Jezebel heard of it, and she painted her face. Because this is the God that Abba Yahuwah used now to bring judgment unto Jezebel for her to be shattered. She was shattered. And this is how this Edoma is going to be shattered. For causing me pain, for causing me so much pain, causing my brother so much pain, for making me to pay so much amount I never deposited. You waste my effort, so you are going to die and shattered on the street because your judgment now is consummated. You just use your own hand. The day you touched my brother, that is the very moment you use your own hand to sign your death warrant. Horrible Shandaya Baba. Jezebel shattered. Okay, this is how you Edoma is going to shattered into pieces in Yahuwah's might, and you're going to die by motor accident. Horrible Shandaya Baba. I take it again. When Yehu was come to Jezebel, when Yehu was come to Jezreel, Jezebel heard of it, and she painted her face, and tied her head, and looked out at a window. And as Yehu entered in at the gate, she said, had Zimmer peace, who slew his master? And he lifted up his face to the window and said, Who is on my side? Who? And they looked out to him, two or three eunuchs, and he said, Throw her down. So they threw her down, and some of her blood was sprinkled on the wall, and on the horses, and on the children, and he trod her under foot. And when he was come in, he did eat and drink. Yes, judgment is settled. He wanted to seduce Jehu. He wanted to seduce the man that brought judgment to him. He painted the makeup and tie her hair, put her in a good shape so that Jehu would say, Oh, she's so beautiful. Seducer. He seduced my servant to commit fornication. This is how he wanted to seduce the mighty man of Yahuwah that bring judgment unto her. but she still got that judgment. Now you can read Genesis 39. Who is another woman that wanted to also seduce the powerful, mighty man of Yahuwah? Listen to part 3, family, in order for you to understand this point 4. Because almost everything, we are still on point 4, right? Everything could be contained. Because I have so much to read now. I'm going to read the Testament like I do of Joseph. Then I will also read the book of Yashiel. So that is the final part in this point 4 before we not proceed now to point 5, okay? So here I am in the book of Yashiel, chapter 44. Since this is another clip, the popular royal law we all carried, make references to the book of Yashiel. Okay, Joshua 10:13 make references. 2 Samuel 1:18 make references. 2 Timothy 3:8 make references to the book of Yashiel. So I want to read from the account of the book of Yashiel, how this wicked Jezebel, how Allah, in fact, Allah is coming to seduce the whole world. That is the Sharia law. It means seduction. He will seduce her to begin to have sex with him, to eat the food sacrificed to idol. Islam is an idol, Christianity is an idol. Okay, Jesus has already done that of Christendom. So the consummation of it all, right there, the playlist lies, starting from Genesis 3, begins to play right from Genesis 3. Now, Christianity is second to the last playlist video, and Islam is the very last video to play for the whole world. Okay, now Allah is coming with a sword to seduce you into him, for him to have sex with you. That is the perversion of it, okay? Demon having sex with humanity. That is evil. Demon having sex with human, that is evil, that is wickedness, okay? It meant not to be so. Okay, so that is that we are in the days of Noah. Remember, always remember that. So right now, Allah is coming with a sword, not to convert the whole world. You're gonna remember this message, okay? As time goes on, you're gonna remember it. You're gonna know what Sharia law is. You're gonna know what sex perversion is. Like all this one, we are just treating the perversion of it. You're gonna find it powerfully in Sharia law, where the whole world become Islam. Muslim is gonna be having sex with married women, because it is what their right hand possesses. Check it out. Go and listen to part 3. No need to be repeating it over here, okay? So right now, here I am in the book of Yashiel, chapter 44. I'm taking it from verses 11 way down to 55. So long, isn't it? Yeah, but he what's doing? And Potiphar took Yosef and brought him to his house, that he might serve him. And Yasuf found favor in the sight of Potiphar, and placed confidence in him, and made him overseers over his house, and all that belonged to him, he delivered over unto his hand. And Jehovah was with Yasuf, and he became a prosperous man. And Jehovah blessed the house of Potiphar for the sake of Yasuf. And Potiphar left all that he had in the hand of Yasuf, and Yasuf was one that caused things to come in and go out. And every where is it? Oh no, where is it? And go out. And everything were regulated by his wish in the house of Potiphar. And Yasuf was 18 years old, a youth with beautiful eyes and of comely appearance, and like unto him was not in the whole land of Egypt. Yes, that is my papa. At that time, while he was in his master's house, going in and out of the house, and attending his master's, Zelekah, his master's wife, lifted up her eyes towards Yasuf, and she looked at him, and behold, he was a youth, comely and well favored. Read Genesis 39. You're going to find a little account of it, but this one gave more duties. 16 now. And she coveted his beauty in her heart, a married woman, Jezebel, on the once again, and her soul was fixed upon Yasuf, and she enticed him day after day, and Zedekiah persuaded Yasuf daily, but Yasuf did not lift up his eyes to behold his master's wife. Now Zedekiah said unto him, How goodly are thy appearance and form! Truly I have looked and all the slaves, and have not seen so beautiful a slave as thou art. This is the seducing system. Seduction. And Yusuf said unto her, Surely he who created me in my mother's womb created all mankind. 18. And she said unto him, How beautiful are thy eyes with which thou art dazzled, all the inhabitants of Egypt, men and women. And he said unto her, How beautiful they are while we are alive. But shouldest thou behold them in the grave, surely thou won't move away from that. And she said unto him, How beautiful and pleasing are all thy ways. Take now, I pray thee, the harps which is in the house, and play with thy hands, and let us hear thy ways, said Dasha. And he said unto her, How beautiful and pleasing are my words when I speak the praise of my Yahuwah and his glory. And she said unto him, How very beautiful is the hair of thy head. Behold the gaudy comb. Behold the gaudy comb which is in the house. Take it, I pray thee, and coil the hair of thy head. You see seduction. So what does calling of the hair now have to do with this is how they enter the system? 21. And he said unto her, How long wilt thou speak these words? Cease utter these words to me, and rise and attend to thy domestic affairs. And she said unto him, there is no one in my house, and there is nothing to attend to but to thy words and to thy wish. Yet, notwithstanding all this, she could not bring Joseph unto her, neither did he place his eyes upon her, but directed his eyes below to the ground. I don't want to look at your face, okay? Your face is throwing out tear gas or seduction. So you always bring his head down. I don't want to see the face of Sempet, the Allah. So we keep on. Where did I stop? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, now verses 23. Now Zedekiah desired Joseph in her heart that he should lie with her, and at the time that Yusuf was sitting in the house doing his work, Zedekiah came and sat before him, and she enticed him daily with her discussion. With her daily with her discourse, to lie with her, or ever to look at her. Oh, my father. Yeah, I was right. Or ever to look at her. But Yusuf would not hearken to her, because the woman was Zedekiah, Potiphar's wife, was trying Joseph to look at her face. But Joseph said, No way, that is Satan. But Joseph would not hearken to her. And she said unto him, If thou wilt not do according to my words, I will chastise thee with the punishment of death, and put an iron yoke upon thee. And Yusuf said unto her, Surely Yahuwah, who created man, loseth the fetters of prisoners, and it is he who will deliver me from thy prison and from thy judgment. And when she could not prevail over him, so to persuade him, and her soul being still fixed upon him, her desire threw her into a grievous sickness. She now began to seek a married woman. This is Allah's daughter, trying to bring my brother into bondage. This is Allah's daughter. This is how they are putting you men into bondage. 27. But thanks be unto Abayewa that 27. And all the women of Egypt came to visit her, and they said unto her, why art thou in this declined state? Thou that lack nothing. Surely thy husband is a great and esteemed prince in the sight of the king. Shouldest thou lack anything of what thou heart desire? And Zedekiah answered them, saying, this day it shall be made known to you whence the disorder spring in which you see me. And she commanded her maid servant to prepare food for all the women, and she made a banquet for them. And all the women ate in the house of Zedekiah, and she gave them knives and to peel the citron to eat them, to eat. And she commanded that they should dress Yusuf in costly garments, and that he should appear before them. And Yusuf came before their eyes, and all the women looked on Yusuf, and could not take their eyes from off him. And they all cut their hands with the knives that they had in their hands, and all the citron that were in their hands were filled with blood. And they knew not what they had done, but they continued to look at the beauty of just Yusuf, and did not turn their eyes light from him. And Zedekiah, to my understanding, I know Yusuf was so beautiful. That one I knew. But serpent making even more beautiful, making him now to be appearing to them as a man that seduces woman. There are some men, their appearance seduces. It is the Abayewa never make his appearance to be a seduction unto women, but rather serpent was the one who make it so. Why can't you oppress this man so awesome? It's unspeakable. Oh, I bless you, Abayewa, for a man like this and go your way. Why must you be having that wicked thought now in your house, in your heart? Towards him. Yeah, that is when serpent came into the matter. This thing is in the both side, in man and also in woman. All right now. R31. And Zedekiah saw what they had done, and she said unto them, what is this work that you have done? Behold, I gave you citron to eat, and you have all cut your hands. And all the women saw their hands, and behold, they were filled of blood, and they were full of blood. And they behold, and their blood flowed down upon their garments. And they said unto her, this slave in your house has overcome us, and we could not turn our eyes led from him on account of his beauty. And she said unto them, surely this happened to you in the moment that you looked on at him, and you could not continue. You could not contain yourself from him. Okay. How then can I refrain, when he is constantly in my house, and I see him day after day going in and out of my house? How then can I keep from decline, or even from perishing on account of this? And they said unto her, the words are true. For who can see the beautiful fair in the house and refrain from him? And he is not thy slave and attender in thy house. And they, refrain, okay now, in thy house. And why doest thou not tell him that which is in thy heart, and sufferest thy soul to perish through this matter? And she said unto them, I am daily endeavoring to persuade him, and he will not consent to my wishes. And I promised him everything that is good, and yet I could meet with no return from him. I am therefore in a decline state, as you see. And Zedekiah or Zeleka became very ill on account of her desire towards Yasuf, and she was desperately lovesick on account of him. How can a married woman be doing this? Do you see how wicked Allah is? Not put it so wicked. This is Jezebel. Just to tear him down. Lovesick on account of him. And all the people of the house of Zedekiah and her husband knew nothing of this matter, that Zedekiah was ill on account of her love for Yasuf. And all the people of her house asked her, saying, Why art thou ill and declining? And lackest nothing. And she said unto them, I knew not these things which is daily increasing upon me. She herself can't even explain why am I in this. Yes, there is a spiritual man in her that is forcing her into this mess. And all the women and her friends came daily to see her, and they spoke with her, and she said unto them, This can only be through the love of Yasuf. They were defiling Yasuf. Even though they don't have nothing to do with them, but each time you keep looking at him with a wicked heart, you are polluting that temple as well. And they said unto her, entice him, seize him, secretly, perhaps he may hearken to thee, and put off this death from thee. And Zedekiah became worse from her love for Yasuf, and she continued to decline till she had scarce strength to stand. Yeah, strength to stand. All right, now 40. And on a certain day, Yasuf was doing his master's work in the house, and Zedekiah came secretly and fell suddenly upon him. You see, he wanted to rape him. And Yasuf rose up against her, and he was more powerful than her, and he brought her down to the ground. And Zedekiah wept on account of the desire of her heart towards him, and she supplicated him with weeping, and her tears flowed down her cheeks, and she spoke unto him in a voice of supplication and in bitterness of soul, saying, Hast thou ever had a sin, or know of such beautiful a woman as I am, or better than myself, who speak daily unto thee, fell into a decline through love for thee. Where is it? Confer all this honor upon thee. Okay. And still thou wilt not hearken to my voice. And if it be through fear of thy master, lest he punish thee, as the king liveth, no harm shall come to thee from thy master through this thing. Now, therefore, pray listen to me. I pray listen to me, and consent for the sake of the honor which I have confounded upon thee, and put off this death from me. And why should I die for thy sake? And she ceased to speak. In other words, Sepet is plenty, and if you don't seduce this man, if you don't bring this man into my camp, I'm going to kill you. You shall surely die. You need to do it for me. Like this Edoma and the wicked mother-daughter in the house, doing the will of Sepet to destroy. All right, now. Your blood is going to be upon your whole head. 44. Yasuf answered her, saying, Refrain from me, and leave this matter to my master, Behold, my master knoweth not what there is with me in the house, for all that belongeth to him he has delivered into my hands. And how shall I do these things in my master's house, For he hath also greatly honored me in his house, and he hath also made me overseers over his house. Ah, what is your problem, madam? What is your problem? I read. And he hath exalted me, and there is no one greater in this house than myself. And my master hath refrained nothing from me, excepting thee, who art his wife. Ah, how then canst thou speak these words unto me? And how can I do this great evil and sin to Yahuwah and to thy husband? Now therefore refrain from me, and speak no more such words as this, for I will not hearken to thy words. But Zedekiah would not hearken to Yusuf when he spoke these words unto her, but she daily enticed him to listen to her. It's a sympathetic daughter. And it was after this that the brook of Egypt was filled above all its sides, and all inhabitants of Egypt went forth, and also the king and princes went forth with tabrins and dances, for it was a great rejoicing in Egypt, and a holiday at that time of the sea. Sure. And and they went there to rejoice all the day. And when the Egyptians went out to the river to rejoice, as was their custom, all the people of the house of Potiphar went with them. But Zedekiah would not go with them, for she said, I am disposed. And she remained alone in the house, and no other person was with her in the house. Okay. And she rose up and ascended her temple in the house, and dressed herself in princely garments, and she placed upon her head precious stones of onyx, stones inlaid with silver and gold, and she beautified herself, and she beautified her face and skin with all sorts of women's purifying liquid. And she perfumed the temple and the house with cassias and frankincense, and she spread myrrh and aloes, and afterward sit in the entrance of the temple, in the passage of the house through which Yusuf passed to do his work. And behold, Yusuf came in from the field and entered the house to do his master's work. You see now, Jezebel, when Yehu was bringing judgment, Jezebel now went in, paint her face, do this and do that, tie her hair. You want to seduce the man of Yahuwah. All right, now this is Allah and Jesus. This is how they seduce the people. 51. And Zedekiah saw Yusuf returning, turning back from her, and she called out to him, saying, What allot thee, Yusuf? Come to thy work, and behold, I will make room for thee until thou shalt have passed to thy seat. And Yusuf returned, and came into the house, and passed from thence to the place of his seat, and he sat down to do his master's work as usual. And behold, Zedekiah came to him, and stood before him in princely garment, and the scent from her clothes were spread to a distance. That is seduction. Good perfume. Because she is doing all things by things to get him down. And she hastened and caught hold of Yusuf and his garment. And she said unto him, as the king liveth, if thou wilt not, where is it? If thou wilt not perform my request, thou shalt die these days. And she hastened and stretched forth her other hand and drew a sword from beneath her garments, and she placed it upon Yusuf's neck, and she said, rise and perform my request, and if not thou thou diest these days. It is a war. And Yusuf was afraid of her, at her doing this thing, and he rose up to flee from her. And she seized the front of his garment, and in the terror of his flight, in the terror of his flight, the garment which fright, in the terror of his fright, the garment which Zedekiah seized was torn, and Yusuf left the garment in the hand of Zedekiah, and he fled and got out, for he was in fear. And when Zedekiah saw that Yusuf's garment was torn, and that he had left it in her hand, and had fled, and she was afraid of her life, lest the report she spread concerning her, and she rose up and acted with cunning, and put off the garment in which she was dressed, and she put on her other garment. So I would like to stop over here. If you have it, read it. It is powerful. This verses is up to 80 verses. It's too much to be, read. Now I gave you, I read almost half of it, or more than half of it. The game get tough that a year-old baby now begin to defend. Yes, he received serious beating until death. Okay, that even why in the account of the testament of Yusuf 4 and 6, 4, 5, 6, we also saw it because I'm not going to read that for the sake of time. Let me also go for point 5 now. It's very long script. Okay. Now, when you keep reading in this book of Yashil, he was tough. That a year-old baby, Abba Yawana opened his mouth to defend Yusuf so that he don't die. They wanted to kill him. So when you also go to the testament of Yusuf, chapter 4, 5, 6, what happened? This one was even using charm, a deadly charm, voodoo spell. He will put it in his food. So if you want to eat, the angel of Yahweh will reveal it unto him. There is a deadly poison in this food. Don't eat. She was using enchantment. And we also see now from the account of his brother Rehubel, how this woman also called the magician to be casting spell, just to seduce. So I would love reading this part in order for you to see how wicked this spirit is. Sex perversion. That is the point 4. Sex perversion is having sex with serpents, devils, and legions of demons. So they first of all bring down the most wise man on earth. They also wanted to, because they knew Yusuf is a typology of Yahushua. And Yehu was also a typology of Yahushua that is going to bring judgment unto Jezebel. Okay, when Yehu went to bring judgment unto Jezebel, we see what Jezebel did. She painted her face to seduce him, but he still got the judgment. She was being destroyed. And this Zedekiah is also another wicked Jezebel, trying to bring down a typology of Yahushua HaMashiach. But Abba Yehu, he said he was fasting. When you have the testament of Yusuf, read it all. He was always on fasting for this problem. He was always on fasting, that when they now deliver after finishing beating her, in this particular Yashil, book of Yashil, when he was being cast into prison, he now began to worship. He now began to praise. Hey, finally I'm free from this demon. I'm free. He now preferred prison than to live in the house of Potiphar. He now begin to celebrate his freedom. Even though he's going to spend 30 years over, they never care. He now begin to celebrate and say, I Baruch you, Abe Yahuwah, for setting me free from the hands of Jezebel, even though he was in prison. Did you see Allah? First of all, I was seeing Allah with one eye, but now I see Allah with two eyes. It's the wicked spirit of seduction. So we are going to begin now with point 5.
Oh, sex never meant for iniquity, never meant the way you use it. Sex never meant for boyfriend and girlfriend, never meant the way you use it. Sex never meant for prostitution, never meant, oh, the way you use it. Sex is a holy service right from the heaven, way down here on earth. Sex is a holy service right from the heavens as a gift unto me. Imashantalaboyende borikayandu masantalabe imosekerabuyanti imayantalabu senterebo o nabaseya norokosikeyabo. I have seen wickedness going on under this heaven. Immortal Shantalabe. I have seen evil under this heaven going on here. Oh, it may not be so. Yeah, Mosatala. This one hurt me so much. Yeah, Mosatara. This one hurt me so much. Bestiality, masantu, homosexuality, yeah, mama yekebo, lesbianism, nebo santu, hey, is an abomination, mama yo, nerebo say, yeah, imorabo, yeah, malabasu, yeah, orabasu. Sex never made for iniquity, never made at all the way you use it. Remember, there is a judgment throne awaiting my Santa Labo. Remember, there is judgment throne awaiting all misuse in my Talabo. It says, never meant for iniquity, the way you use it is an abomination. Masando, yeah, Boseke, mama, everything is turned aside, everything is being squashed. Everything you're about you to scatter, but yeah, again, but yeah, we made it anew, but yeah, Yahuwah is gonna make it anew again. Sex is a holy service, right from the heavens, give it unto humanity. Marabayu, it's gonna make it anew again. He's gonna make it all new again. Sex is so holy. Sex is a holy service. Sex is a sacred service. Sex is a spiritual service. Never meant to use. Never meant to use the way you use it. Marabayu, are you not afraid? Whoa. Are you not afraid? Mama. Let someone be afraid of you. Let someone be afraid of you. He's gonna set judgment. He's gonna set judgment upon every iniquity, upon every evil doer, upon every sex abuser. Yeah, hey, oh yeah, my do be once and repent. Mama yado boroko say.
All right, now, family. So right now we go for point 5. How does that also goes? It goes in this way: bestiality, homosexuality, lesbianism, sex, dog, necrophilia, pedophiles are unforgivable sin. Should I take it again? They are all unforgivable sin. Bestiality, homosexuality, lesbianism, sex, dog, necrophilia, pedophiles are unforgivable sin. So scripture to validate that. First of all, let's handle the bestiality. Here I am, Revelation 2:24. First, before we go into it, we want to see what are these things for. I read 24. But unto you I say, and unto the rest in Thyatira, as many as I have not, as many as have not this adultery, and which have not known the secret things of Satan, as they speak, I will put upon you no other burden. What did they say? Anyone that does not know this secret thing, secret sins, let me put it so. It says secret things, the deep things, the secret things of serpent. So the one I called out, these are the secret sin or the deep things of serpent. The one I just named for your hearing. Anyone that fornicates when you repent, there is forgiving. No? Anyone that also commit idolatry when you repent, there is forgiving. But this one, can I take it again? Point 5. Bestiality, no forgiveness. Homosexuality, forget it. Lesbianism, sodomite, sex door, necrophilia, having sex with the dead. Pedophiles, having sex with little children, like what Muhammad did. They are unforgivable sin. These are the secret sin, the deep things of serpent. So right now, first of all, let's handle the bestiality. All right, now here I am again in the book of Yahshua, chapter 4. I read 18 to 19. And their judges and their rulers went to the daughters of men and took their wives by force from their husbands, according to their choice. And the sons of men in those days took them from the cattle of the earth, the beasts of the field, and the fowls of the air, and taught the mystery of animal, of one as spice with the other, in order therewith to provoke Yahuwah. And Yahuwah saw the whole earth, and it was corrupt. For all flesh, had corrupt its way upon the earth, all men and all animal. And Yahuwah said, I will blot out Arcana. I have to hand it over there. Rather should have been 17. Alright, that's no problem. Or 18. You see, what were they doing? Serpent taught all these judges and rulers what they were doing. What were they doing? They will not go to take a married woman. Okay? And brought them to the feed of animal. And I taught the mystery. That is bestiality. Teaching animal to be having sex with human. That is double sin, idolatry, and bestiality. He said they would take them by force. And this was what Abayewa brings judgment in the days of Noah. This is what was going on in the very day of Noah. This is what brought about flood of judgment. And Yahushua says, coming also like the days of Noah. So what is going on right now? Calculate. Let him that have wisdom calculate. So This is what is going on right now. Can you bear witness? It's something that they share that nonsense. I don't know who is sharing that evil. They shared that wickedness in my page. The day I saw it, I wept for my life. Ox or donkey was having sex with a woman. When I saw that on my feed, I blocked that person. I first of all placed curse on him. Then I blocked him. So this is the days of Noah. We are. You can testify by that. All right now, here I am. Exodus, Shemo 22:19. Whosoever lieth with a beast shall surely be put to death. You see, when Yahushua came, he forgave idolatry, okay? Fornicator, like that woman, Mara Magdala, when they wanted to stone her, she received forgiveness, okay? But there was no reckoning of homosexuality being forgiven. It is untimely death. It is unforgivable. Bestiality. So sins of fornication, if you come to realization or realize and understand that your body, it is the temple of Abba Yahuwah, therefore you will repent, there will be forgiveness. But bestiality, in the case of Yahushua and New Testament, we didn't see any reckoning of bestiality anyway, but we don't also see any reckoning of homosexuality. Is unforgivable. Okay, you must be stoned to death. Leviticus 20:15-16. And if a man lie with a beast, he shall surely be put to death, and ye shall slay the beast. And if a woman approach unto any beast, and lie there thereto, thou shalt kill the woman, and the beast, they shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon their own head. It is irrevocable, okay? So that is the part of the bestiality. So right now, let's proceed to homosexuality. Okay, now, Leviticus 18:22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with woman, as womankind. It is an abomination. It is an abomination, okay? Here I am, Leviticus 20:13. If a man shall lie with mankind, and he lieth with a woman as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon their own head. It's irrevocable. All right, now, here I am, Deborah 27:21, Deuteronomy. Cursed be he that lieth with any manner of beast, and all the people shall say amen. Okay, this one I made a mistake. This one is also for the bestiality. Okay. All the people shall say amen. All right, no problem. All right, now, this was the sins of Sodom and Gomorrah. You can read Genesis 19:1-29. That is what took place. Okay, I don't think I will be able to read it all. And then, they said they want to have sex with the angels, 2 angels, okay, that came to Lot. But because of that, because this was already in their practicing, they got eternal damnation. Okay, you can read it. Let me put other scriptures. All right, now here are Romans 1:26-27. For this cause Yahuwah gave them up unto a veil of affection. For even their women did change the nature used into that which is against nature. This is lesbianism. I think I should have been reading. Okay, yeah, it's like I'm treating them both together. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, bound in their lust one towards another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was met. It is the judgment of, so that this is judgment of abandonment. Because Abba Yahuwah creates woman for man, for husband and wife, not boyfriend and girlfriend, okay? But you will not live the natural affair that man should be feeling something for a woman should be feeling something for a man. That they both now split. Man feeling something for a man, woman feeling something for a woman. Abba Yahuwah now abandon them. He gave you up to your desire. But wait for him on the judgment day. You're gonna rust in the eternal lake of fire. Here I am, Mark chapter 10, verses 6-9. But from the beginning of creation, Yahuwah made male and female. That is how it works. For this cause shall a man. Yes, that is how it works. Man and woman. No woman, no man. Okay? This one, there is no forgiveness. It is eternal damnation. Let me put some more. Here I am, Genesis 1:25-28. And Yahweh made the beast of the earth after their kind, cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after their kind. And Yahweh saw that it was good. Goat, you go for goat. She goat go for he goat. Man go for woman. And Yahweh said, let us make man in our own image. This is how it works. After our likeness, this is how it functions. And let them have dominion. All right now, 27. So Yahweh created man in his own image. In the image of Yahweh created him, male and female. This is how it works. This is how Abba Yahweh make it. So for you not to change it and to suit this wicked serpent, you got eternal damnation. There is no forgiveness in that. Here I am, Genesis 2:20. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helper made for him. He never found his kind among animals. Why should one leave the natural use of and not be going for that others? These are the secret things of serpent. These are the secret deep things of serpent. You knew it. Therefore, it is unforgivable sin. It is unforgivable sin, saith Yahuwah, Almighty Eloah. It is unforgivable. This is ridiculous. It is outrageous. It is ridiculous. It is unforgivable. All right now, here I am, Psalm 81 verses 12. So I gave them up unto their own heart lust, and they walk in their own counsel. So I give you up. You want to be homosexuality? Fine. That's left for you. Like this bastard, James Swally and James Robinson said Jesus make them to be a gay. Jesus said they are gay. There is a mistake somewhere. They shouldn't be a man at all. They should have, they shouldn't know anything, because the Jim Swally said that one married before. He has 4 children and is a pastor. He said before he went there, he was beginning to feed this sexual lust for man. But he now said that it's not good. How can a pastor be lusting after man? Therefore, he not forced himself to marry a woman. He wanted to do the very way Abba Yahweh wanted it. But he was still burning in such a heavy desire in his heart for man like him. So when he now said that he couldn't handle it, therefore he has to call his wife and say, I'm very sorry about this. Right from the day one, even before I got you married, this is what is in my heart. So now I can see that it is natural feeling. I'm not lusty. That is who I am. So this is who Jesus make me to be. Then she filed a divorce. The woman is living on her own, the man is living on his own. And they have a church. The other one, James Robinson, another bastard. That said Jesus also make him a gay. And the day he announced it to the church, first he was doing it secretly. So Jesus now told him to make it public. This is who I made you to be. Why are you hiding who you are? Are you not proud of who you are? I made all things, so everything I made them for my own use. So I did not make you a married man, but a gay, having sex in the anus. Therefore, Jesus commanded him, he now make it public in his cove. Come and see people. Even the father of this very madman came and embraced his own son. And he said, I'm so proud of you for you to come out and tell me who you are. Everyone now began to embrace. It was like kind of a celebration. The man now began to shed tears. Indeed, Jesus asked me to do it. I thought everybody's going to hate me. I thought everybody's going to run away from me. You see now, Jesus asked me to say it out. Now that I say it out, see the way all of you showed me love. You show care. You show affects to me. No one hate me. I said, what? This is an abomination. No one said that. Rather, you all celebrate me. Say, indeed, the revelation came from bastard Jesus. It's unforgivable sin, okay? So I put some more. Where is the other part? All right now, let us see the very end of homosexuality, whether bestiality, whatever, homosexuality or lesbianism, because they are one. That is sodomite. sodomite, homosexuality, and lesbianism. It is in fact, it is an abomination. I lost words, to classify how wicked and evil it is. Bestiality, homosexuality, lesbianism. All right, here I am in the visions of Apostle Shehu. You can go to 2 Corinthians 12:1-5. This vision, this was the vision. He himself said it was not lawful to even speak about. He said, I've seen a dreadful or unlawful vision that is not permitted to say. He saw the visions of hell. When he was being caught into the third heaven, he saw the destruction of hell. He himself was afraid to say it out. But we have it in another accounts. So that's where I want to read from. I'm reading from that very place now. Visions of Apostle Shehu, chapter 39. And I saw another men and women covered with dust, and their countenance were like blood, and they were in a pit of pitch and sulfur. Sulfur means fire, brimstone, or Sodom and Gomorrah, and running down into fiery river. All right, do you see their punishment? And I asked, Sir, who are these? And he said to me, these are they who committed the iniquity of Sodom and Gomorrah, the male with the male, and for which reason they unceasingly pay the penalties. The penalties, it is eternal. You are being rebuked, you wicked spirit that perverse sex. It is eternal. So right now we go for the fourth point, which is sex door. Like this woman now. This very one is the door, and she's using it to satisfy herself sexually. They also have this one is male own. They also have females own. And I think I'm going to be putting all this rubbish because I'm fed up. And it's so irritating. The image of man. Here I am now. Ezekiel 16:17. Thou hast also taken thy fair jewelries of my gold and of my silver, which I had given thee, and madest to thyself images of men, and did commit whoredom with them. Did you see what about you were just saying? He said, the money I gave to you, I gave you the strength to work the money. The gold and the silver is mine. I gave them unto you. What did you do? You not take that money and do what? You now make it to image of man. This is the image. Says door. They also have woman. That one. Can I read it again? Thou hast also taken thy fair jewelry of my gold and of my silver, which I had given thee, and madest to thyself, and madest to thyself images of men, and didst commit whoredom with them, says thou. Who is here now? It is serpent himself. So this is what she's using to satisfy herself in her room. This one is everywhere. Let me also put the male. So this is the image of man, says thou. They have that of a man, they have that of a woman. This is it. This is what women is using to sanctify the wickedness. Amos 5:26. But ye have bore the tabernacle of your Moloch, and tuned your images, the stars of your gods, which ye made to yourself. This is serpent. This is Allah. Says perversion. They say this is Allah himself. This is the images. Who is inside this image? It is demons. It is Allah and Jesus. So you think you buy that nonsense and put in your house? You think you are doing what? Demon is having sex with you. This is how wicked serpent, are. So right now we go for the necrophilia. Necrophilia, it is unforgivable sin. That is having sex with the dead. So having sex with the dead, that is you are consulting the dead. We're going to take that account from Quran. But let's first of all take just one account here in Deuteronomy 18:11. So what you must do, what you must not do, that is what Abba Yahweh keep listing in these very verses. or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirit, or a wizard, or a necromancer. So it said you shouldn't consult the spirit of the dead. What are you doing in common with the dead? Why must a normal, I don't understand it. You having sex with the dead? That is how you consult the spirit of the dead. And Abayewa said, don't have anything to do with the dead. But here we are, in Quran, Muhammad have sex with the dead. He have sex with the dead. Necromancy spirit. Let's get that account from Quran. Muhammad having sex with his dead auntie. The narration which is used is from a book named Kanzi or so, narrated by Ben Abbas, or Ibn Abbas. Okay, Ibn Abbas. I, Muhammad, put on her. Excuse me. I, Muhammad. Okay, yes. Muhammad put on my skirt or so. I'm coming. It's so small. I have to zoom it and make it big. Yeah, no, I make it big already. Muhammad put on her my shirt, that she may wear the clothes of heaven, and I slept with her in her grave, that I may lessen the pressure of the grave. She was the best of Allah's creatures to me. After the prophet was referring to Fatima, the mother of Ali. Okay, Muhammad slept with this dead woman right in her grave. He said in order to lessen her pain. Him, the prophet, now that they have already joined sexually or whatever with her, because a lot of scholars make it so clear in the word used in Arabic, it simply go for sexual intercourse. But Muslim is going to twist it and say, no, it doesn't read so in Arabic, and he slept with her. That is, he lay on her right on her grave, not sexual. Why are you laying with a dead woman in the first place? They also did it to Fatima. They also get the account again from Quran. This one is Sahih Al-Bukhari, book 23, Hadith 374, narrated. Okay, Anis bin Malik. We were in the funeral. Our possession of one of the daughter of the prophet, and he was sitting by the side of the grave. I saw his eyes shedding tears. He said, is there anyone among you who did not have a sexual relationship with his wife last night? Abu or whatever replied in the affirmative, and so the prophet told him to get down in the grave, and so he got down in her grave. He also slept with her. Why are we bringing this? This attitude is also in their fatwas. Their fatwas also issue out that if a Muslim wife died within 6 hours, her husband needs to have sexual intercourse with a dead body. It's in their fatwas. The whole world is aware of this very in fact, this one is even more than abomination. I don't even have a word to classify how wicked and evil and disgusting this is. Why should someone living alive having sex with a dead person? It's in their fatwas that if a Muslim woman died before she's been put in the grave, her husband needs to have sexual relationship with her. So where do they get that notion from? Where did they get that notion from? They got it from Muhammad. Because Muhammad lay with his own auntie right and the grave. He had sex with the dead. And we also see from other scripture where he is telling a married woman to be breastfeeding another man. So it is in their practicing. It is in their system. Muhammad did it, and someone also did it to his own daughter. And they have it also in fatwa, that a husband needs to have sex with his wife before she's been buried within 6 hours. You see how demonic these people are? All right, now I read Luke 17:26-30. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drink, they married wives, and were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat and drink, and they bought and sold, they planted and builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the days that when the Son of Man is revealed. Okay, so this wickedness now is also going on now. This has to do with the occult and with the ritualist. Okay, they are having sex with the dead. When they want to prosper overnight. The fetish prince will command them, to go and do that wicked art, to have sex with a dead person in order for them to get their wealth. It is ritualist. And this is how they are doing it this day. But Islam is doing it right now. Because when a Muslim man lost his wife, he must go into her within 6 hours before she's been buried. He needs to have sex with her. Okay? This is the practicing of Islam. The holiest religion on earth, having sex with the dead. So now the very last one in this very point 5, before we go to the last point, it is pedophiles. Pedophiles. Who also did it? Again, it is Muhammad. Pedophiles. How can a 51-year-old man, lusting sexually after a little child? All right, we are not going by feelings. We want to go by scriptures. Muhammad said he always got deep vision, or he always gets deep vision while having sex with his child bride. I read it already. Maybe I'm going to read it again. I read it in part 3. Maybe I will do also likewise in part 4. So first of all, before we go into Quran, let us see what the royal law has to say concerning pedophiles. Even though we don't have the direct account concerning this very pedophile, but we have a lot of scriptures that teaches us how to handle little children, how to deal with children. Okay, so Matthew 19:14-15 gave some account. Matthew 18 again 1-40 also give another account. We'll read some part, and we'll also read Luke how children needs to be treated. All right, now at the same time, Matthew 18, at the same time came the disciple unto Yahushua, saying, Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Yahushua called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not inherit or enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whosoever shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. But whosoever shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the deep of the sea. What I would say here, did you get it? Keep going on. So it's you see, when they were asking who is the greatest, they now called a little child. Okay, this is how one needs to be converted. That is, he likened us to be a little child in this manner. Okay, why did he compare us now in terms of salvation? Why did he compare us now to a little child? A little child, whatever you tell them, that's what they are going to do. Okay, they are not provoked, If you say, my son or my daughter, do this for me, he will say, okay, yes, dad or mom. He will just go and do it. That is how humble little child is. So that is why you must not offend a child, because Abba Yahuwah or Yahushua liken us to be that of a little child. So right now, let me give the account that really talks about how we need to handle little children. Said they are angel. Listen up. Mark chapter 10. I take from 13 to 16 also. And they brought young children to him, that he should touch them, and his disciples rebuked those that brought them. But Yahushua saw it. He was much displeased, and said unto them, suffer the little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. Verily I say unto you, whosoever shall not receive the kingdom of Yahweh as a little child, he shall not enter therein. And he took them up in his hand, put his hand upon them, and blessed them. There's a part I'm looking for. Yes, back here again, Matthew 18:10. I thought it was in Mark. Yes, definitely I will also read that, and I've read it for your hearing. He was displeased that anything of any kind want to stand in the ways of little child. Now Matthew 18:10. Then take heed, listen now, take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones. For I say unto you that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. Now come on now. Islam, Allah, I'm going to also read it. Review a 6 years old child, and this girl is not going to be 6 years old by then when Allah revealed it unto Muhammad. Or should I read it before I couple it all together? Listen now. According to our own royal law said, the angels of the little children, they always behold the face of Abba Yahuwah. That is, when you do them good, that their angel will tell Abba Yahuwah, this one does this little child good. When you hurt them, their angels will report you to Abba Yahuwah, this one hurt a child. He said their angels always behold the face of his Father. Their angel always report whatever that comes in the ways of little child. Their angels always make a report, announcement unto Abba Yahuwah every now and then. If you hurt them, you are in trouble, because there is angel beside them that is going to report you to Abba Yahuwah. If you bless them, therefore you are blessed, because there's angel standing behind them that is going to report you to Abba Yahuwah what you did for him or her as a little child. This is how dangerous it is. Where you see a little child, you begin to despise this little child, hurt this little child in your heart. This is how dangerous it is, because that little child is not going to fight for herself, he is not going to fight for himself, but their angel is going to report you unto heaven, and heaven is going to send judgment upon you. This is how special little children is before Abba Yahuwah, because it said children are Yahuwah's heritage. Now, the God of Islam, the very pedophiles, which is Muhammad, now said Asha in her 6 years old, even though she is not even yet 6 years old there, Allah now begin to reveal a child that needs to be nourished, but in the back of a mother, Allah begin to reveal sexual, reveal penis unto a little child. It is unforgivable sin. Okay, Allah now begin to reveal Aisha. Maybe then she is not yet 6 years old. He now begin to reveal it unto Muhammad. And he said, this is your wife, a little child. This is the greatest abomination. I know all is evil. This one hurt me so bad. I'm gonna put the clip for you. All right now. So let's read now from Quran itself. Oh, where am I? Okay. Sahih Bukhari where? Excuse me. Where is it now? Shit. Okay. Yeah, Sahih Bukhari, book 58, number 236, narrated Aisha. Allah's apostle said to me, "You were shown to me twice in my dream before I married you. I saw an angel carrying you in a slinky piece of cloth, and I said to him, uncover her, and behold, it was you. I said to myself, if this is from Allah, then it must happen. Then you were shown to me, the angel carrying you to me in a single." Yeah, I keep repeating it. I said, yeah. Okay, now how can this be? Okay, let me read the other part. Also, Sahih Bukhari also. Yeah. Sahih Bukhari, yeah. Volume 7, book 62, number 64. So I want to see how old this child was. Oh, this is Sahih Muslim. Okay, let me read. Aisha, Allah. No, I'm not going to praise that nonsense. Aisha reported, Allah Messenger, no peace for the wicked. I'm not saying that nonsense. Married me when I was 6 years old. And I was admitted to his house at the age. What kind? No. Do you see the little children? Islam child bride. So Allah was busy revealing a little child. I don't know what to say. Now, Allah was so busy revealing a little child, not even years to 6, because he saw her already before he now went to go and marry to her at the age 6 years. Allah has already said twice that dream keep coming to him. So this idiotic Allah now begin to reveal a baby that is not even up to 6 years old unto a man that was already 51 years old for sexual activity. How can that be? How can that be? Allah was busy revealing a child of 6 to an old man of 51 in marriage for sex activity. Allah was busy. Yeah, this is their practice. You see a child, you see an old man. Now, it also come to pass, Jubril also, let me see if I will be able to also read it. When that one told Muhammad that he has married, and Muhammad now asked him, what kind of a wife did you marry? So that one I told Muhammad, this is the kind of a woman that I married. And Muhammad now said unto him, he said, Jubril also, Jubril, I don't know. Then Muhammad now said to him, you don't like little children, virgins, little children, so that you can inform them and they will also be playing with you. So now ask for yourself. Ask for yourself. Let me look for it and read it also. All right, now I found it because I jotted it all down. Okay. So let me read. Is it playing? Are you seeing little children? They just spoil their life. Allah is still revealing sexual activities, to be having sex with little children. All right, now. Sahih Bukhari, volume 7, number 17, narrated Jubril. So, okay, Ibn Abdullah. Ben Abdullah, okay. When I got married, Allah's apostle said to me, what type of lady have you married? I replied, I have married a murderer. And he said, why? Don't you have a liking for the virgins and for funding them? Abraham also said, Allah's apostle said, why don't you marry a young girl so that you might play with her and she play with you? So they will be giving pennies to little children to be playing with. That is what Muhammad is saying. You old fool. You will not put your penis in the hand of 6 years old child because it was funny. That is, it was using her thigh. Her thigh, he was using for masturbation. Like we read already. He was using that little girl. Now, this is one question I want to throw out to a normal psychological man. Now, here is a question. If you are a normally functional man without no serious health problem, how can you leave grown-up women and be attractive now unto children? Can a normally functional man do that? Can a normally psychological man do that without having no serious health problem? No, because Muhammad was so demonized. Allah is a simple. That was why he was not revealing a little child unto a man for what? Sex activities? But wait on. In Sharia law, you're going to see how disastrous these people are. In this very one we are talking about. That is the final pollution. That is the final sex pollution here on earth. You're going to see Islam. You're going to remember this message. You're going to know this is who they are for real. Child molester. Okay, child abuser. A 54-year-old man, our client, on top of a little girl of 9 years old who is never even yet, come to puberty. The same thing with Catholicism. If you also go and research, you're going to see Catholicism, those ones, they are also uncountable. Also uncountable. Now, this is what our royal law told us about children. Not to be giving them pennies. And Ephesians 5:4. No, Ephesians 6:4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nature and admonition of Yahuwah. Teach them the ways of Yahuwah, not to be giving them your pennies to be playing with. Little children have angels that is watching for them. The same thing with this useless Catholicism. Those one, just do the research. I won't be able to put the clip. More than how many millions these fathers, they call them fathers, has molested in the Catholicism. That will assign little children of 4 years, 5 years to go and be helping them to grow up in the ways of, their God. The next thing is for all these priests to begin to abuse them sexually, begin to have sex with them. Those one is another wickedness. That is why I say Jesus and Allah, they are the same tree. Jesus is the devil, while Allah is the serpent. They are together in one body. That is what that one also told them. That one is molesting children. They are molesting children. Excuse me, they are molesting children. Now, 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and adulteries of devils. That is what we are seeing in the Catholicism. Seeking lies in hypocrisy. Hypocrisy, you are having their conscience sealed with a hot iron. Forbidding marriage and condemning. Okay, forbidding marriage. Catholicism teaches they don't have to marry. Now the little children they are assigned to be, to raise them up in the ways of their God, that will be sexually molesting them, having sex to their anus. Uncountable. They said this very event has already cost Catholicism more than 1 billion or 3 billion in settling the case. Child abuse is uncountable. So these people, they are satanism and they are demonic. We see from our royal law how a little children needs to be treated. They are angel always loving them, watching over them for harm, not to come to them. Now that you provoked, because that little child, you provoked her to bitterness, to hunger. And Muhammad is already being reported. Even though Aisha is going to perish with him. But judgment is already being lavished upon Muhammad because it is unforgivable sin. Alright, now the very last point to go. How does that go? Why is it being called the Ark of the Covenant? And what covenant? What did the Ark of Noah did? we know the ark of Noah preserved soul. It is something to enter into. As you enter into, it covered and it protects you. And Abba Yahweh is calling his own ark of the covenant. And what covenant do Abba Yahweh have with that ark? I let you know already that that ark is a wood. We see it already that a wood preceded from where? From tree. So tree is human. We knew that already. Revelation 22 say Yahushua is the tree of life. Exodus 2 also say Yahushua is the tree of life. And also in that, Genesis 2. And that same Genesis 2, we also see that serpent is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Romans 11, we'll see that Yisrael is a tree. And we also see in that very place again that Gentiles, they are tree. And Nebuchadnezzar, I think, Daniel chapter 4, Nebuchadnezzar was also being called a tree. So we see a wood came from a tree. The Ark of the Covenant, it is made of wood, but wood came from tree. That is how we break it down by the power of the Ruach HaKodesh. Now, what covenant did Abba Yahweh, if it's just a normal wood, come on now, what covenant did Abba Yahweh is going to make with just a normal wood? How can Abba Yahweh make a covenant with just a normal wood? We make wood to cook and to mix it. What kind of covenant is he going to be having with just a normal wood? No, that wood is a woman. Like I said, who is the ark of the covenant? It is Maria. Maria is the wife of Abba Yahweh. Listen to part 1 and 2 in order for you to understand this. When you meet on with this part 4, you're going to get crushed. You won't get it. Okay? You're going to listen and listen and listen till all your hair fall out. You can't get it. In order for you to get the understanding of this very one, rather go to where? Go to where? Listen to part 1, listen to part 2. You can also listen to part 3. That makes it, perfect. Okay? So what covenant? Why should Abba Yahweh sit in his heaven? He will not just begin to make covenant with a wood, just a wood. So the ark of the covenant is a woman. So what covenant did he have? He have a covenant with her womb to fill the whole earth for him, just as she filled the whole heaven for Abba Yahweh. You know Abba Yahweh has sons in heaven. In order to understand this, please kindly go and listen to the message I did a few weeks ago, titled "The Mysteries of Song." Reviews. Abba Yahweh reviews the overall and eternal bridegroom is Abba Yahweh. Listen to it. The mystery over there is mind-boggling. When you listen to that, then you will understand what I'm saying over here, because I can't even return back and begin to cut them all one by one. So we unveil how we use the visible things, Romans 1:20, to unveil the invisible. Okay, it said the visible one is unveiling the invisible unto us. So we now use the physical one, visible one, which is the second Adam, to unveil how the first Adam came into being. Okay, it's not a clay as we've been taught. Go and listen to that message. It's mind-boggling. And now Revelation 12, we see the woman pregnant. And crown of 12 stars will unveil everything over there. This is Mariam. The covenant Abba Yahweh had, it is with her womb. Have with a woman, it is to help him to fill the earth, because the second Adam filled. Immediately the second Adam filled, then we not get this ark of the covenant. Abba Yahweh said the covenant stand eternal. Genesis 3:15, you're going to see the first covenant. It was children covenant, child covenant. Okay, it said the seed of the woman is going to crush the head of serpent. That is the first covenant. Why serpent will bite his heel? We see that already. So it is a child covenant, children covenant. Genesis 6, we see it over there. The ark of Noah, how it presents, remedy for Abba Yahweh. Okay, you enter into something it presents. Okay, and we also see who is the ark of the covenant. It is Mariam. Listen to this very message. Also listen to this very one, part 1, and this one we also talk. It says the mystery says it is let your will be done on earth just as it is in heaven, part 4. Okay, listen to part 1 till 3 in order for you to also understand this very one we are talking about here. Now okay, now we are done with that part. Daniel 9. So we're first of all going to read it. So I read 24. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish their transgression, and to make an end of sins, and to make reconciliation for iniquity, and to bring in everlasting righteousness, and to seal up the vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy place. Where is the most holy place? It is here, holies of holies. That is where the ark of the covenant is. Now, as we are talking now, that is the sex bed of Abba Yahuwah. You see, as we are pointing it from point 1 to this very point 5, we see how the holies of holies is being polluted by serpent and all his followers that polluted this holy bed. As soon as that wickedness took place in Genesis 3, Abba Yahuwah packed off and said, no, what has come into my kingdom, I need to fix it. And that is where the sex bed of Abba Yahuwah now go into exile, which is in Revelation 12, okay, the woman in the exile. But the last fulfillment of that exile, it is 3.5 years. And you see, they said that set time has already been 1 week left over. That set time has already been given unto you, your people, to finish this transgression. For the iniquity to be finished, done away with. Okay, so right now when Yahushua come, because Yahushua came down, he couldn't anoint these holies of holies. He couldn't. Christianity, they are deceived. They said that holies of holies is already being anointed. That is a pure lie. He couldn't. Why? Because our forefather rejected him. He couldn't confirm that covenant. That covenant will never be confirmed. Okay, and as we rejected it, our forefather rejected him, therefore that ministry went into exile. As we are talking now, the New Testament covenant is not existing at all. What are we seeing now? It is another revelation. That very promises Abba Yahuwah made with his friend Father Abraham in Genesis 12. He said, through you, all nations is going to be blessed. Through you, all nations is going to receive this blessing. The blessing is what? Is not buying aircraft, okay? It is salvation, deliverance from damnation. Through Father Abraham, the nation is going to receive it. And that is the vision we are seeing today working. Because you see, just as our forefather received the old covenant at Exodus 19, in like manner, all house of Israel we accept the new covenant. And a thing like that will never be done where Yahushua came, then rejected him. Jeremiah 31. Behold, the days cometh, saith Yahuwah, that I will make a new covenant with a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Yehudah. This new covenant, as we are speaking now, is in Ezra. Because when Yahushua came, that he said, the days cometh. We see the days cometh. What days? It is where I just read. Let's go back over there. They said, the day cometh when I'm going to make this new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Yehudi. And which day is going to be after Daniel's 70th week. The very last 7 that is left over. Yahushua fulfilled already 69 weeks. Left now just 1 week. Okay, I'm going to read it. It says, 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish transgressions and to make end of sins and to make a reconciliation for iniquity and to bring in everlasting righteousness and to see up the vision and prophecy and to anoint the most holy. Now, therefore, and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to rebuild Jerusalem until the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 77 weeks and 3 score and 2 weeks. That is 69. But 69 weeks were all together, but 1 week was left, separated. We will see that now. The street shall be built again, and the wall even in troublous times. Okay, he's talking about Sharia law. And after 3 score and 2 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself, and the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city, that is the Sharia law, and the sanctuary and the end thereof shall be with a flood, and until the end of the world desolation had determined. And he shall confirm, listen now, this is the covenant, new covenant, and he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. That is 1 week that is left over now. And in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease. No more Old Testament system. Okay, so he couldn't confirm this covenant. When he came, our forefather rejected him. Anti-Messiah is also using this place. Okay, he's also going to confirm covenant with many for 1 week, but in the midst of it. That is why the tribulation is 42 months, 3.5 year, 3.5 year. Okay, that is also again 120 something. I forgot it. In Revelation 12, that is the last exile of Abba YAHUAH'S bed to come into reality after the last pollution. Therefore, the most holy place will be anointed. Yahushua will confirm the covenant, the new covenant. Everyone in the house of Yahweh, just as everyone accepted that old covenant at Mount Sinai, Exodus 19, in like manner, every one of us is going to do that when it comes now. So what you are saying is not New Testament at all. It is another revelation of the whole world is going to be blessed through you. Genesis 12, excuse me. Okay, so that is when that says will be anointed. Wait and see how disastrous Islam are in Sharia law, how they are going to be defiling little children, even married women, because it is their right hand possession. You just wait and see what is going to happen in Sharia law. It's disastrous. It is sex pollution. That is the last pollution of it all. So after that, the holiest of holies will be anointed, as we just read from Daniel, okay, 24. That is when he said, because he gave the set time. As soon as serpent stepped in Genesis 3, Abba YAHUAH packed off. He packed off. He showed me the kingdom of his wife. That is where every woman is going. His wife have his own kingdom, like I read already. Go and listen to the mystery of song, okay? Excuse me. Going to find it, all the references over there. Okay? So, he now put her. She is on her own. Abba YAHUAH is on his own. The Ark of the Covenant is a woman. Abba YAHUAH is not so foolish. He's not foolish at all. How can he just go and be making a covenant with just a wood? What covenant? It is children's covenant to bring in the righteous children. We see the Revelation 12, the woman was pregnant. Revelation 11:19, the ark is in the temple. That is the covenant, is the woman. Okay. Now, as we unveil already in part 1 and 2 and 3, so I got another vision from the very angel that is bearing witnesses for sex beds. Let me put it. You see now, this is the Ark of the Covenant, is a woman. Abba YAHUAH's seat is always there. Abba YAHUAH is always on top of the Ark of the Covenant. These are the two angels. We also have it in us. These are the angels that bear witnesses for sex bed. Okay, one is called Phallico Stimulating Hormones. It is the sixth hormones. All right, now when you go to Genesis, chapter 1, okay, read it all way down from 26 to 31. Also is the last verse. What is number 6? Number 6 is the number of man. It is man's authority. That angel is bearing sex for your sex bed. Is bearing witnesses for your sex bed. Okay, and the other angel is called interstitial cell stimulating hormones, and this is the angel that causes ejaculation and is the seventh hormones. Go to Genesis 2:1-3. Abba YAHUAH rested on the seventh. Listen now. After a husband has been ejaculated, what happened? Rest took place. He induces sleep. Okay, that is the melatonin. He goes to bed, the woman goes to bed. In other words, that is the rest. Okay, we are done. We have finished this service. Let us rest. Okay, now the 8 almost blew me off. Abba YAHUAH said, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, testimony will be established. The 8 almost, what is it doing? What do they call luthanizing almost? Luthanizing almost is the one that is working powerfully with this angel and with that angel. It's in collaboration. It is 3 angels. It is 3 homos doing almost the same thing. The Phallico homos is dealing with reproductive organ. He prepared the ovules, releasing of the egg, and he prepared the sperm, okay, in the testes. So for man and woman, and the 7th homos, which is interstitial cell stimulating hormone, is to cause the ejaculation. In every ejaculate, both man and woman. Now the 8th homos is working in collaboration with these 2 homos. The 8th homos called luthanizing homo is working sexually, play powerful roles in sexual is the strength of prostration. This blew me off when I saw it. Is the power of prostration. When man want to prostrate, exercise, doing that job. Pam, pam, bang it up, down, bang it up, down, bang it up, down. That homos is the one that is doing that job. That homo lutandizing is the strength, is the sex drive. Is the power of prostration. When I saw this, I said, no, about your wife is too complete. Out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, testimony has already been established. So this is the 3 homos that is bearing witnesses powerfully in our sex bed. Okay, so this is why it's being called spiritual. Okay, what is number 8? Number 6, we know that is the number of man in 6 days. Man came into being. Okay, now number 7, it is YAHUAH'S rest, which is the 7th homos. Number 8, what does that go? It goes for new beginning. It goes for start all over. It goes for the eternal kingdom. It goes for a cut of flesh. Remove uncleanness. Go to Genesis 17. You're going to find it, the cut of flesh. And this is what this exactly homos is doing. He is the one to flush away, before egg is being released. He collaborate with woman to flush away those of blood uncleanness, to flush it away from one. Through woman uncleanness came, into the kingdom of YAHUAH. The woman brought about this uncleanness. Okay, so this homo, he is the one walking. Why follicle stimulating homo? Follicles will start the menstruation. Follicle will start the menstruation. Okay, like it goes this way. If a woman is menstruating 4 days, if your menstruation has to do with 4 days, like man is 3 days, okay, it goes this way. So follicle stimulating, follicle homo will walk with me a day and a half. Okay, he will walk with me a day and a half. So the other day and a half, luteinizing homo picked up, and he is the one to consummate it. A woman's, uterus. That is how they are doing it. Follicle is the one to start. Luteinizing is the one to finish. That is the new beginning. To brings about son or daughter to plant his seed. Follicle is the one to complete it. Okay, so this is how it was. So number 8, we know what it go for. It go for eternal, cut off flesh. Remove those things that is not needed, the uncleanness. Follicle, luteinizing homo is the one doing that. You will see that in Genesis 17. Now Revelation 21, that is the restoration of it all. Okay, Psalm 99 verses 1 said, YAHUAH seated between the cherubim. He always sit there. He take rest in his wife. Okay, he have a wife. Now woman uncleanness equals to man's crucifixion. Man needs to carry their cross every day, like we unveil already in part 2. We unveil it powerfully. Sexual activities every day. That is why YAHUAH always sit on top the ark of the covenant. YAHUAH is always on top. The same man needs to do for his wife in order to close that door, in order for you to seal that door, because any man that always go into his wife, serpent can come in. The first Adam left his wife. That is why another man came in to taught our wickedness. Okay, when that happened, we see the ark of the covenant. It was being given unto us. This is the covenant. Okay, YAHUAH made with a womb. Okay, is rest of a man. Is a man good thing? Is a man joy? Is a man completement? That is the covenant. Even though it's in Ezra, YAHUAH made this covenant and said it's going to surface at the end of it all. A set period of time is already been given for you to finish your transgressions. Pollute my sex bed. So period of a time where the 6,000 years. That is the time of Gentile. Now the 7th belongs unto YAHUAH. When he shall come now in this 7th, we begin already. Is going to anoint the holiest of holies. Is going to anoint the sex bed of his father. Now you're going to see the service powerfully. So woman's uncleanness equals to man's what? Crucifixion. How? Ephesians 5 said, You must cleanse her with the washing of water. How? He said you must cleanse her. How? Just the way Yahushua cleansed the ministry. This is how you need to cleanse your wife. How did Yahushua cleanse the ministry? We'll see. And now you're going to be giving yourself to your wife. It is sex activities, the sperm. It is the cleansing. The sperm is doing a lot of job in the body of a woman. And any man that always go into his wife, there is no confusion, there is no calamity. Serpent can never, ever come in. Okay, now 1 Corinthians 11:3 said, Abba Yehovah is the head of Yahushua. Yahushua is the head of a man. Man is the head of a woman. That is how man always need to be on top of his wife. And he said, wife, woman, cover up your heads. Yes, when you are doing that, you bring her into this divine fellowship. This is how she cover you up for serpent not to come in. This is how woman is being covered, for serpent not to interrupt it anymore. Okay, all right now. You see, Genesis 2:18, Abba Yehovah put the first man to death in order for his wife to come out. So this is how Abba Yehovah is also putting men to death. Your cross is on your bed, okay? He said you should, cleanse your wife. Yours, Yahushua also cleanses. So he said you should give yourself to your wife. Yours, Ephesians 5 said that. Just as Yahushua gave himself to the congregation and cleanse her. This is how you need to do it. You can go to the cross, but you have one cross every day or every night. It is your bed in cleansing your wife. Because the first man was put to death. This is how Abba Yehovah wants you to do in order to protect her for serpent not to come in. All right now. Because through the woman uncleanness or through the woman, serpent drive in. All right now. Here we are. 1 Timothy 2:11-15. Let the woman lay in silence with all submission, all subjection. Okay, but I suffer not a woman to teach, not to usurp authority over the man, but to be silenced. For Adam was first formed, then Kawa, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman, being deceived, was in the transgression. Okay, notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing, if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. All right now. Okay. Adam was not in transgression, but the woman. How is the woman in transgression? Because both did that wickedness. But how was the woman not in transgression? She provide egg for serpent. Woman is the one to give egg to man in order for you to be able to plant a seed. Homosexuality don't plant no seed. But man and woman does plant seed. So this is why she is in the transgression. If what took place in Genesis 3 is only homosexuality, no problem. Therefore, serpent is not going to be having no children. Because man cannot produce offspring through a man. But the woman is in the transgression because she provides egg for serpent. And in a serpent that plants seed in a womb. That seed of serpent. Okay? That brought about this destruction today. That makes us now to be having the children of serpent here on earth. And that was what was going on in the days of Noah. Okay, serpent, fallen deities now begin to intermarry with women. And women now bring forth children for them. And this is why woman is in transgression. This is why women dig the most wickedness. This is why women needs to be covered by a man. Okay. Now, when man keep covering his wife sexually, and the woman also does in likewise to cover you, because you are so tight, nowhere serpent can enter. Okay, he said, let the woman cover up her for the sake of angels. Who are the angels? He's speaking of the fallen angels. If you don't cover up your head, therefore, that is if you don't have authority over your head, that is if you don't have a husband, the angel is going to be coming to you to ravage you. And by so doing, you will be providing egg for them. Angel can come like a man. We see that in the case of Sodom and Gomorrah. Genesis 19, we'll see that angel came as men, 2 men. And the men of Sodom and Gomorrah said they want to have sex with them. When you also go to Judges chapter 13, we also see angel come like a man. Hebrew also said the same thing. Be 1 Timothy or what? Also say you should entertain a visitor. By so doing, we entertain angel unknowingly. So angel can come as a very good handsome man to have sex with you physically. That is what is going on. But you will not know, you will be thinking he's a man. But a demon is coming as a man to do this wickedness to woman. and you are bringing forth, giant children for serpent. This is why women is in the transgression. So woman's uncleanness equals to man's crucifixion. Carry your cross. That is your cross you need to carry every day. Your cross is right on your bed every night. You must give yourself to her. You must cover her up. Okay? So we are done with this powerful message. This is unbelievable. I bless YAHUAH for it. This is the mystery of sex. Fully loaded. Fully loaded. This is all we see from this word called sex. So after Sharia law, the holiest of holies will be anointed. A set period of time is already being given for a serpent and his people to finish this transgression. Yes, it is 6,000 years. So family, stay tuned. Next Shabbat, another powerful mystery is on its way coming. So I'm going to check my list and see the one YAHUAH want me to talk about. I wanted to do this very mystery of Allah's sex ability. That is the one I intended in my heart. Okay, we are going to go more into Quran. Okay, but if YAHUAH wills, therefore that is going to be the mystery next week. If otherwise, then I go for the one he want me to talk about. All right, now see you next Shabbat. Remain blessed, and the favor of YAHUAH be with us all. In YAHUAH's mighty name. Amen.
Oh, sex never meant for iniquity, never meant the way you use it. Yeah. Sex never meant for boyfriend and girlfriend, never meant the way you use it. Yeah. Sex never meant for prostitution, never meant, oh, the way you use it. Sex is a holy service right from the heaven, way down here on earth. Sex is a holy service right from the heavens as a gift unto me. Imashantalaboyende borikayandu masantalabe imosekerabuyanti imayantalabu senterebo oh nabaseya norokosikeyabo. I have seen wickedness going on under this heaven. Imurabo Shantalabe. I have seen evil under this heaven going on here. Oh, it may not be so. Yeah, Mosatala. This one hurt me so much. Yeah, Mosatara. This one hurt me so much. Bestiality, masantu, homosexuality, yeah, mama yekebo, lesbianism, nebo santu, hey, is an abomination, mama yo, nerebo say, yeah, imorabo, yeah, malabasu, yeah, orabo sebu. Sex never made for iniquity, never made at all the way you use it. Remember, there is a judgment throne awaiting my Santa Labo. Remember, there is judgment throne awaiting all misuse in my Antalabo. It says, never meant for iniquity, the way you use it is an abomination. Masando, yeah. Boseke, mama. Everything is turned aside. Everything is being squashed. Everything you're about to Marabayu. It's gonna make it all new again. It's gonna make it all new again. Sex is so holy. Sex is a holy service. Sex is a sacred service. Sex is a spiritual service. Never meant to use. Never meant to use the way you use it. Marabayu. Are you not afraid?